I've come to realize that very few entrepreneurs make it past $1 million net profit a year, never mind even $1 million a year in turnover. And there's a bunch of reasons why they stay stuck. I've coached over 12,000 entrepreneurs in multiple different industries. So what I'm going to share with you today is not only based on my own experience, it's also cross-referenced across a lot of entrepreneurs in a lot of different industries. There's no doubt about it. You're going to be able to relate to one of the core challenges here. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to fix it so that you can break through your plateaus and grow your business. So let's get stuck in. So let's start with Founder Operating System. This is you, and it's the exact operating system that drives your beliefs, drives your actions, and most importantly, creates the results in your business. The biggest challenge for every entrepreneur that wants to crack $1 million net profit a year is getting out of their own way. The number one thing that you need to focus on in order to drive your business to new levels is to stop letting your inner child or inner teen or inner wounds from a previous point in your life govern your decision making. So the real question you've got to ask is, who is running my business? Is it the growing, mature adult that has healed their pain and realized that there was actually a lot of beauty and benefit in the very thing that was sent to kill them, hurt them, or challenge them at a previous point in their life? And they've alchemized it into, hey, do you know what? On the other end of all these challenges and fears that I have is my greatest season of growth, is actually the wealth that I want. And the most important thing when you're scared is hope. So you create your own hope by going into your mind, looking at the beliefs that are holding you back and actually getting clear on what they are, because most of them are just stories in our mind. Next lesson is growth driver number 2, customer success, retention, and loyalty. Every entrepreneur makes this mistake, and I made it in my early career, is chasing more and more and more and more new clients at the expense of your current clients. So if you look at most business owners, they are focusing on how can I generate more leads and more cash, and they forget about their current customers. Back whenever I was a personal trainer and I was really, really busy, I loved the idea of getting leads and making sales. And here's what happened. On one occasion, I put out an amazing before and after testimonial. I remember doing it. I was in Costa Coffee Shop and I put it out on my social media. And I was stacked. I was doing like a 40+ hour week, back-to-back sessions. And here's what I did. I put out a before and after post and I got like literally over 50 DMs. How can I work with you? When can I start? What are your prices? X, Y, and Z. And this kept building and building and building and building. And I said to myself at that particular point, I couldn't take on even 3 of these clients. And I've just put out a post that has got me more than 50 leads. I worked out what the average customer paid me. I multiplied it by like 50 to 55 at the time that I looked at the post. And I realized I have just cost myself a substantial amount of money. I could take these clients on, but I didn't really need to. And I went to myself, you know what? I actually need to fix my fulfillment because I'm at a bottleneck. I can't grow my business. If I am even to add an extra 1 or 2 or 3 clients, even though I could make the money, 1, I'd be more cash rich, but more time poor. 2, my service quality is going to decline. 3, what can I do about it? Well, fix fulfillment. What do I need to do? Fix my model and build a team, hire my first coach. And that's exactly what I did. And I hired my first coach and it allowed me to double my capacity, which meant double the revenue, double the results, double the social proof. And guess what? That meant more clients and more growth. So the ultimate thing here was stop focusing on lead generation and make sure that you can fulfill the very thing that you're selling. Otherwise, you will end up overstressing yourself, overcommitting, and actually pulling the very thing that builds your reputation back. Your results, your service. And guess what? Unhappy customers don't buy. They talk. They put reviews up and they'll turn people away. Number 3 is leverage. And this revolves around your team, your systems, and your model. Great leadership is about who you hire and who you fire. Really important lesson here. A players are team members with previous experience and skill doing the very thing that you need help with in your business. They cost the most, but they bring the best results. And if you want to keep them accountable, you've got to give them a number to be accountable to. So if it's sales, it's cash collected and conversion percentage. If it's marketing, it's qualified leads generated for the business. If it's customer success, it's retention and reorders. So if you bring in somebody that's an A player, give them a number to be accountable to. And if they're not hitting that number, then you have the hard conversations. But a great A player is someone that is able to make decisions and take responsibility for growing the business. Because if you've just got somebody in the role that's ticking boxes, guess what? All the responsibility for growing the business is on you. And this is where the extra value is provided from an A player. It's when they take control of the thinking and decision-making and drive the business. This is where you get the best creativity, proactive leadership, decision-making, and ultimately momentum to grow your business. And I remember whenever I was hiring my first A players, I was like, these guys are really expensive. But then I kept realizing that I was being pulled back into the weeds. I was making all the decisions. The growth of the business relied on me. And whenever I pulled in A players to look after the departments, guess what? They took the worry out of it. They give me peace of mind. And they were accountable towards a result. And if people aren't accountable towards a result, guess what? You point a gun back at them and they say, hey, you've got 90 days to turn this around. Show me what you've got. And if they fail at their own creation, guess what? They're the wrong person for the role. You get what you tolerate in business, and tolerate is what you ignore. They're costing you money. Growth driver number 4 is monetization. Again, one of the biggest things that holds so many entrepreneurs back is getting stuck in their own way, being afraid to ask for money because they're worried about looking salesy, being afraid to ask for money because it's just icky, because they're inheriting their parents' belief, their cultural belief, their friends' beliefs around money. You are under no obligation to take on your parents' limiting beliefs or your parents' traumas around money. The same goes with your culture, your community. If you want to be successful, you've got to rewire your beliefs. And it all starts with that founder operating system. But here's a big truth. If you do not prioritize paid in fulls, if you do not prioritize collections, if you do not prioritize failed payments, you will lose money. So you need to build a system where you value fast cash collection. Money loves speed. And if you are not prioritizing the speed at which you collect money and payments, guess what? You're working for free. Growth driver number 5 is high quality attention. Best known beats best. If you have a great product or a great service, you have an ethical and moral responsibility to market, not just for your market to help them, but also to help you, to help your family, and also help your current team members. Because if you aren't driving new awareness to your business, guess what? People won't know you exist. And there's nothing worse than being the world's best kept secret. You need to get good at marketing. And here's a big lesson. So many business owners that I know are amazing at what they do, but they don't even know how to post on social media. You need to invest the skills in learning IT, how to use your phone, how to use social media. You need to invest in building a personal brand. Why? Because people connect with you before they connect with your business. And not only customers, but team members. If you've got an amazing personal brand, people want to be around it. It also gives a unique point of difference. And in today's day and age, if you're not adopting personal brand in conjunction with AI in your business, AI is going to wipe you out, because personal brand is the very thing that will allow you to connect with your marketplace, connect with your team in conjunction with a well-integrated AI solution that will allow you to produce way more, but also have absolutely unique, irreplaceable marketing. So if I lined you up with your top 10 competitors, do you stand out? If you don't stand out, why? There's a very good chance that you're not marketing. You have to get over the fear of being seen. Anytime that you create a piece of marketing, it is just purely a piece of art. It is purely an object that you're putting out, and it is going to be objectified. People are going to love it. People are going to hate it. Get used to it. It's a hidden cost of business. Criticism is one of the hidden costs to having your freedom. If you want to build a great business, make a lot of money, and have a lot of free time and live life on your terms, you're going to have to pay the price. And it's going to have to be investing in yourself, taking criticism, having people dislike you, having customers leave, have refunds, put content up online where people make fun of. Guess what? That's normal. And you know what? You do it yourself. If you're worried about people criticizing you, creating content, how many people have you criticized? Everything that you see in somebody else, you have yourself. If you love growing your business, but most importantly, want to build a business that serves you, not the other way around, that's a business that allows you to live life on your own terms, then make sure you subscribe to this channel, because every single week I put out insights that go to the real depth and core of how a founder needs to think if they want to really embrace freedom, live a rich life, and most importantly, enjoy what they do. This goes far deeper than the usual marketing and sales content you get online and takes into account the whole picture, the whole 5 growth drivers that ultimately fuel profit, authority, freedom, and life on your terms. See you in the next episode.